Hi there, it's Benji on Benji 84.0. I'm going to cover a big red flag to look out for in women that you may be interested in pursuing a romantic situation with. If you're wondering, how has he got hundreds of subscribers when he's hardly got any content up? That's because this is a relaunch. This isn't the first content I've ever made. I will be revisiting some ideas I visited in the past, but much more effectively and more quickly, because this is 4.0, the best iteration of my content. And this is all brand new, even if I'm revisiting ideas I visited before, and many of you may be new. So a big red flag, and there will be a series of these. This is one here I'm going to cover. It won't take very long. You have probably noticed, gentlemen, that women in general are obsessed with serial life enders, right? And obviously on Netflix, there are an endless amount of documentaries and films, true life films and documentaries, obviously, a true life about serial killers. And women love these shows. Women love these shows. Women love learning about this. Now, I find it intolerable if a program like that is on and I'm in the room, or I enter the room and a program like that is on, I leave. If there's, I leave unless there's a way for me. No, I mean, I'm not interested in imposing myself. I'm not interested in imposing myself. I just leave the room. I'm not interested. I avoid that type of thing if I can. I don't find it interesting, however women do. Not all, a lot. And I consider it a massive red flag. What's the motivation behind that? What's interesting about that? It's grim. To me, it's an indication of concerning character, liking those things. Now, yes, that's going to rule out a lot of women. Well, if you had seen all of the content I've ever made talking about red flags, you would know that yes, it eliminates a lot. The vast majority, however, it's a way of narrowing it down. Now, some might say that it's not a deal breaker, this red flag, and maybe it's not. It's not the most deal breaking of red flags. It isn't. Okay, I'm being harsh with this one. Now, as an isolated red flag, if it's the only one, it's potentially possible to overlook it. However, if it's in there with other red flags, no, because it will tend to go hand in hand. Now I'm thinking about this with women's infatuation or lust for bad boys, and it goes beyond bad boys. It goes to bad guys, bad men who do very bad things, and that's what serial killers are. So it goes beyond bad boys. It's the innate attraction that the vast majority of women have. This is quite insightful here. For bad boys, and obviously serial killers are some of the worst, and they love these shows, they love these documentaries. There in the past there were magazines full of stories about this. There are still magazines, I guess, however most people don't read magazines now, do they? And yeah, it's pushing being a deal-breaking red flag because of the insight I've just had there. It ties into the infatuation or lust, the infatuation with and lust for bad boys that women have. And nearly all of them, as far as I could tell, because these serial life ender shows, I've got to be careful with words here, right? Bear in mind what platform this is. These serial life ender shows, there's an endless amount of them. And it's not just Netflix. Amazon Prime's full of them too. Probably Disney Plus at this point, because on Disney Plus, at least here in Britain, you have something called Star. I think it's called Star, and that has films, as in non-Disney films, and other non-Disney TV shows, because of and documentaries and so for grown-ups as opposed to the rest of it. And I think there are documentaries on there, so there are probably serial life-ending documentaries on Disney Plus. I know there are on Amazon Prime. They're all over Amazon Prime now, and they're definitely all over Netflix. They've always been on terrestrial TV, as it's called here in Britain, Channel 5. I know. Anyway, yeah. So these documentaries, these films, if they still read magazines, some of them read books about this. They read online about this. They research about this. So if a woman is into serial killers, and that's a lot of them, it's a definite glaring red flag. Whether it's a deal breaker or not is up to you. Each and every one of you as an individual, gentleman, you make that call. It depends. For me, is it in conjunction with others? What others is it in conjunction with? And it probably is a deal breaker for me, because it is, as I've said more than once, it's indicative of the infatuation with and lust for bad boys and actually very bad guys. So there you go. There's a red flag to look out for in women who you may be interested in having a potential romantic relationship with. Anyway, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, like it, share it. If you think you know someone that might get something from it, subscribe, and when you do, ring the notification bell, comment. This is Benji on Benji 84.0. Hasta pronto.